Have you ever had a moment that felt so loud, it was silent? A moment where everything you thought you knew just shatters? For me, that moment arrived on a Tuesday, of all days. A completely ordinary, forgettable Tuesday that turned into the day my life split into a before and an after. My wife Sarah and I were what you'd call high school sweethearts. We'd built a life together over 15 years, a life that looked perfect from the outside. A cozy house in the suburbs, two beautiful kids, a golden retriever named Buddy. We were the picture of the American dream. I loved her, I really did. I thought she was my forever. That Tuesday I came home early from a business trip. I wanted to surprise her. I'd picked up her favorite pastries and a bouquet of lilies, her favorite. I remember walking up the driveway, the smell of freshly cut grass in the air, feeling that little flutter of excitement I always got before seeing her. I quietly turned the key in the lock, imagining the look on her face, and then I heard it. Laughter. Not just her laughter, but a man's, deep and unfamiliar. It was coming from our bedroom. My heart didn't sink, it just stopped. Everything stopped. The sound of the clock ticking on the wall, the hum of the refrigerator, the birds chirping outside. It all went silent. It was like the world was holding its breath, and I was holding mine right along with it. I stood there in the hallway, pastries in one hand, flowers in the other, feeling like a stranger in my own home. I could picture the scene upstairs perfectly, and the images that flooded my mind were more painful than any physical blow. Every shared memory, every whispered promise, every "I love you" suddenly felt like a lie. The foundation of my world had just crumbled into dust. I could have yelled. I could have stormed up the stairs and confronted them. A part of me, the primal, angry part, wanted to. But in that deafening silence, another feeling began to surface. It was a strange, chilling sense of clarity. It was like I was watching a movie of someone else's life. I saw the late nights she said she was working, the girls' trips she started taking, the sudden password on her phone. All the little red flags I had chosen to ignore, to explain away, were now waving furiously in my face. And then, something truly unexpected happened. Standing there amidst the ruins of my marriage, a smile spread across my face. It wasn't a happy smile. It was the smile of a man who had just been set free. Free from the doubt, free from the little anxieties that had been gnawing at me for months, free from the lie we were living. The truth, as devastating as it was also liberating. I didn't storm upstairs. I didn't cause a scene. I placed the lilies and the pastries on the hallway table. I turned around, walked out the front door, and gently closed it behind me, leaving the keys on the mat. As I walked down the driveway, the world started to come back into focus. The birds started chirping again. I could feel the sun on my face. The silence was over, but this time, the sounds were different. They were the sounds of a new beginning. My old life ended on that Tuesday. My heart was broken, yes, shattered into a million pieces. But as I walked away, I knew I wasn't walking away defeated. I was walking towards myself, towards a future where I could be honest, where I could trust again, and where I wouldn't have to ignore the warning signs. The journey to healing has been long and complicated. It involved tough conversations, custody arrangements, and dividing a life that had once been whole. There were days filled with anger and nights filled with tears. But through it all, I held on to that moment of silent clarity. The moment I realized that sometimes the most painful endings are actually disguised as brand new beginnings. Sometimes the person you thought would be your forever is actually just a lesson you needed to learn. And my lesson was about self-worth. It was about learning that I deserved honesty and respect. It taught me that my happiness couldn't be dependent on someone else's love, especially when that love was conditional. It's been a few years now. The kids are thriving, and our co-parenting relationship is stable, if not warm. I've done a lot of work on myself. I've been to therapy. I've reconnected with old friends and discovered new hobbies. I've rebuilt my life, not on the ashes of the old one, but on a new, stronger foundation of self-respect and honesty. I even started dating again, cautiously at first. And I met someone who communicates, who is open, who makes me feel secure. It's a different kind of love. It's calmer, more mature. It's not the fireworks of young love, but the steady warmth of a fireplace that you know will keep you warm through the winter. Looking back, I don't feel anger towards Sarah anymore. I feel a sense of distant pity. She made her choice, and I made mine. My choice was to smile in the face of betrayal and walk toward my own light. That silence in the hallway wasn't the end of my world. It was the quiet prelude to a better one. It was the moment I stopped listening to the lies and finally started listening to myself. And for that, I am eternally grateful. The worst day of my life turned out to be the first day of my best life. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? That a complete collapse can be the very thing that helps you stand taller than ever before. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you are not alone, and there is a brighter future waiting for you. If this resonated with you, I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe for more stories about navigating life's toughest moments. See you next time.